Thank you each and every one for being here today. We appreciate your attendance here today. It's an important day. In fact, it's a great day. And I think the way that I would ask that we start off, because this is in fact a celebration, is to give our little town of Vandalia, our end of this county, the people that live here and the people that have worked hard on this project. I think we should start off with a round of applause for all of us. As a matter of a little housekeeping, immediately following this groundbreaking, there will be a check presentation by Rural Morris Trust to the Vandalia Recreation Corporation. I want to recognize a couple of, look, there are a whole lot of people that should be recognized in this, and I'm not going to try to I'm not even going to attempt to go down that list. But what I extended a couple of special invitations to a couple of schools, and I want to have the student council is here from Van Far. Would you raise your hands? And the student council is here from R6. Please raise your hands. A politician once told me it takes a considerable amount of courage to put your name on the ballot, and I found that out for myself, and that was of course Steve Hobbs. But these folks put their name on the ballot to run for their school leadership, and I appreciate the fact that you're here, because you are already starting off as leaders amongst your group, and someday, if you continue that leadership through service, you're liable to find yourself having to make a speech about a groundbreaking for an important facility in your community. So thank you very much for being on the student council and for being here today. We do have a number of speakers, so let's get started. A couple of things I want to do just prior to that is just some vital statistics, right? This facility that we're breaking ground on here today is about a $1.6 million facility. Felicity, what was the square footage?
About 18,000.
About 18,000 square feet. It's being built through private donations, NAP credits, USDA Red Leg loan. All of those things are very important to this. Grove Construction is the contractor, and Bill Howe, one of Vandalia's own, is the architect. So that's kind of a little bit of the who's who, with one exception, and this may be a theme going throughout that you'll hear throughout the day. Rural Morris Trust. Of course, we all recognize the name Rural Morris. Rural Morris Trust has been a supporter of this project from the very start. In fact, Mr. Siegfried just told me that was part of the original vision, and I know it is a part of the documents that created the trust. It talks specifically about a YMCA. But Rural Morris, that'll be the check presentation after this. Rural Morris has been an incredible supporter. They've provided seed money to keep things going, and they have pledged $650,000 to this project over the course of the next 7 or 8 years. So maybe a round of applause for that might be in order too. You'll probably get to do that again. Maybe we'll wear your hands out. I see Tony Grove, the construction guy here, so thank you for being here, Tony. The construction guy. That's my word for contractor today. So. It is a great day, and it's also a watershed day. We are ending an effort, right, to get to the groundbreaking, and we are beginning an effort. The Vandalia Recreation Corporation's job in this, as it has been over time, the previous library, the old Vandalia swimming pool, not the one we have now, and I believe the Vandalia Lake, are all projects that the Vandalia Recreation Corporation has had a hand in over time. As a member of the Vandalia Recreation Corporation, our job was to get this building going, get it started. Now it's going to be up to this community and surrounding communities to truly embrace this effort. We're going to get this building built, and now we're going to be asked to volunteer our time. We're going to be asked to join the YMCA, and we're going to be asked to contribute. And it's going to be up to this community and surrounding communities, this part of the world, to make this thing a success. The future of this facility depends on us doing those things. I believe I know that we will be successful in that endeavor. I feel very positive about where we're at. Right across the street, you can't see it because of the dirt, is a brand new library that some folks said we would never get built in Vandalia. It just had its opening, and now we're about to break ground on a new facility. It's evidence that this community can and will do what is necessary to protect its future and to make a good future for itself. So I don't know that I was supposed to talk that long, but I did. I appreciate your time. And if I can find my list, and maybe I can't, but I know that the first speaker we have is Sarah Graff with Senator Blunt's office. So welcome, Sarah, please.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting us this morning. The senator is in Washington, but asked I send his congratulations to the community and all those citizens that put in their hard work to make this happen. We all know that YMCAs are great for communities and families and kids, and we look forward to its success. So thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you, Sarah. The next speaker we have is Grace Willenhouse, Senator McCaskill's office.
Good morning. I'm Grace with Senator McCaskill's office, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you this morning on Claire's behalf. The YMCA is such an amazing and unique nonprofit that focuses on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. And we're excited to see the ways that this YMCA is going to impact Vandalia. Thank you all for all of your hard work. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to how the Y is going to mobilize the community, bring people together, and really have a positive impact. Thank you.
Grace, thank you. The next speaker we'll have is Brian Nichols with Congressman Sam Graves' office. And we need to be appreciative of the time that these folks have taken out of their busy schedule to be here today.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning, and it is wow, it's a beautiful day. I'm glad it wasn't a couple of days ago, so saw everybody kind of shedding their coats as we came out. So this is great, and obviously an awesome project. I know you have been working diligently towards this, but the work has just begun, and so it's exciting. I'm telling you what, to look at the library, to look at this here, the fact that in our small rural communities to be able to have facilities like these is just incredible. Many communities around our area are not so fortunate. So consider yourselves blessed, and it is because of the hard work and the effort that you have put into this. And so on behalf of Congressman Graves, congratulations, and looking forward to breaking some ground today. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian. The next speaker, and I realize we're running through these pretty quickly. If you want me to slow down, I will, but I suspect that's not the case. The next speaker is Presiding Commissioner, Audrain County, Steve Hobbs.
Well, thanks, Alan. I want to correct you a little bit on a statement there about running for office. That was ignorance, not courage. It's a great day to be in Vandalia. You know, I was driving in this morning, and I came past the city limits sign. It says Vandalia, population 3,984, and I think that includes the prison too, doesn't it, Alan? You know, what Brian just said here is really important, that there are communities around us that are looking here today and saying, wow, I wish we could do that. We know we have a great quality of lifestyle here in Northeast Missouri. You read in the newspapers all over the country about all the problems that are going on in our country. And we look at our communities here in Audrain County and we see them working together. We see them striving to create a better lifestyle for the people that are here. And facilities like this are very important to that. You've seen what's going on in Vandalia with the library, with a new business opening out in the industrial park and going to be building there. You see people that care about their community and want to continue to make it a destination location. And I was thinking about my friend Jack Creason standing over there. Yes, this facility is important. to the young people in this community. But it's even more important for people my age, people as old as Jack, because Jack would probably be in a wheelchair now if it wasn't for the Mexico Y. It's really important for all of us, not only for the health of our communities, but also for the health of our social lives, because that's what these facilities become. It becomes a focal point for the community. And I just can't congratulate the hard work by Vandalia Rec, the Y Board, all the years of struggling and trying. And now you're to a groundbreaking, and I'm sorry, Felicity, now the work is just beginning. So congratulations to Vandalia and the people that are here. Very correct, a lot of work to do left, but this is a great start, and it's a great day for Vandalia. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Steve. Ralph Kuda, Vandalia. Would you like to say a few words, Ralph?
I'm glad to see so many people here today. We're really excited because this is a new thing for Vandalia. It's going to bring the people in. We need everybody to help out. Vandalia's taking credit for the weather today. It's good. And we hope that when this gets going, that everybody in the communities and stuff will come in to help us and join the Y and participate in everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. And Ralph's absolutely right. It takes all of us supporting this, and everyone rowing the right direction with no one rowing backwards. Thanks, Ralph. The next person on the list is Roger Young, which is he's a former elected official. But I want to say this: he's left some big shoes to fill, and it's Eastern District Commissioner chair. But more importantly, at least to this project and today, Roger was here on the front end when. I don't remember what year it was when we ran all over the state looking at combination YMCA's and libraries, but I'm pleased to welcome Roger Young, representing the Rural Morris Foundation.
Okay, I'm not as good as you guys. I brought notes. Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's all right. He is. You build stuff, right? You build stuff. You know, we're very, very proud of Vandalia, talking about the Rural Morris Foundation. We're very proud of it. This is, we're going to see the Eastern Missouri Family YMCA being built right here. And today's groundbreaking is a tribute to the renewed strength of Vandalia. You know, they talk about the library, talk about here. You know, there's a lot of things going on, so this is good. On behalf of the Rural Morris Foundation, we want to congratulate the YMCA Board and the Vandalia Recreation Corporation and all the fundraisers and contributors and everyone that get involved, that has gotten involved to get us to this day. The Rural Morris Foundation started with this project in 2009, Alan. I think we actually went around looking all over God's creation, seems like, looking at different sites in 2010, I'm not sure. But we were looking for a new home for the library. The idea of the YMCA came a little bit after that, but it was kind of in the same breath, so to speak. You know, Raymond Barnes was the mayor at that time. I know you and I had several discussions about that. Got Raymond involved. We started getting other people involved, and there was quite a moving deal at that time. And then we got Felicity. I'm sorry, Felicity. I told you it was going to be a challenge. I didn't know it was going to be this big a challenge, but it is a challenge. And if somebody got mad at Felicity on this, blame me. I talked her into it, you know, twisted her arm, made her do it. This was a huge vision for Vandalia, though. This was a great, incredible, you know, it showed the incredible spirit that we have here, courage, determination, and it took a lot of determination to get here. It's been a long road to groundbreaking, but we believe that it's very well worth it. We would like to acknowledge and thank Felicity. We want to thank the volunteers for the thousands of hours of work that's gone with this thing, the frustration, and finally the elation and the celebration that the efforts have paid off. And now, because of their hard work, it will begin to show dividends for this community for years to come. And let us not forget, thank you to all the people of all ages from all walks of life, from the elementary school students, from the businesses to the corporate agribusinesses, and for their donations and pledges. To those who have not contributed with their time or their money, to those who said, I will give when I see this thing built, to those who did not believe that this day would ever come. The doors will be open soon, and it's open for you. And the Y is not only, or the Y is open for your participation as well. Come in and support the newest institution in Vandalia, as the YMCA is a positive representation for the community. Don't be afraid to join us at the Y. It's never too late. I would like to introduce our board members, if you would. Well, you're already standing, so just wave your hand, wave. Paul Siegfried's our secretary. Paul has been basically on this thing ever since I've been. I think Alan had a few discussions before, but then it wasn't long. Rural Morris was in there, and Paul was sitting right beside. He's been a very good supporter. Jim Hickman couldn't join us today, but you all know Jim. He had the grocery store here. He is very good board member, and he's very supportive of this project. Our own Mary Steiner, you never have to worry about where Mary stands. She gives an opinion, and she doesn't think twice about it, and I love her for that. She is a very, very good board member because of that, and I respect her a lot. Sherry Medley is, I think, Mexico YMCA. Basically, you were there for years, right? And nothing went on at the YMCA that you didn't know about or approve, right? So, we're going to call her Mrs. YMCA because you know what? She came down here and she helped here too, and she's helped a lot. And then we have Jack Creason. Well, if there's a Mrs. YMCA, there's got to be a Mr. YMCA, and that's Jack. Jack was very instrumental in making the getting the expansion to the Y in Mexico, and he's helped a lot here too. A lot of people don't know that, but Jack has helped down here a bunch. Also, we would like to acknowledge, I don't see, is Ellie Cole here? Ellie has been a board member of ours, and he did a very, very fine job, but he's no longer, but we wanted to acknowledge him because he was very, very supportive. So, the Rural Morris Foundation has watched this project from the beginning. It was a vision that Rural Morris to do good things for Vandalia and see this projects like this being built. We're just kind of holding the torch for him, and walking the line and trying to do what he wanted. We're proud to say that we've been a part of this project from the start, and as soon as we're done here, we're ready to give a check for our first pledge, and we'll continue those checks every year till our pledge is done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger. Next on the list is USDA. Is there anyone here from USDA? They had talked about coming, and apparently the scheduling wouldn't allow it. It's important that we know that there's $800,000 in the form of a red leg loan going to this project from USDA. That goes through Consolidated Electric. And Dale, you were on my list, you're off my list, you're on my list. If you want to speak, now's the time. Okay. Dale Hopke is board president for Consolidated Electric. Consolidated Electric has done an excellent job of providing electricity throughout much of rural Audrain County for decades. This project with the Red Lake loan pushed, it's fair to say, I think Dale pushed the board outside of its comfort level, its comfort zone a little bit. And yet they were able to see their way clear to be the conduit for that USDA loan. It comes actually through Consolidated Electric, and it's also fair to say Dale will probably push a little bit more on the comfort zone as time comes. We appreciate very much Consolidated's efforts in that. Lori Brando is the director of the YMCA in Mexico. Lori?
Hi there. So as you know, Sherry Medley, as they were mentioning before, was the one who really got this project up and going with the help of the Vandalia community. She was the CEO and executive director of the Mexico Y for almost 20 years. So she was very instrumental in getting this up and going and helping with all of the pre-work on the fundraising and, you know, doing all of the surveys, that kind of thing. I kind of came in on the tail end of it when she retired and I took on this position. So one of my first experiences going to one of the board meetings and some of the steering committee meetings is I was so impressed with the passion that all the community members have for this community and for this project. All of the community events that you have, everyone rallies together. I find that so endearing, and I really want this project to be everything that you want it to be. So when the time comes and we have a building up and going and we're starting programs, I'm kind of going to piggyback on some of the things that other people have said as far as, you know, who's going to benefit from it. You know, a lot of times people talk about the youth in the community. You know, the kids need somewhere to go. They need somewhere to play basketball. They need to play sports. But I think Steve was talking about the older population also. I do think Jack would be walking right now without the YMCA. However, he and his wife both cannot tell you what it has done for them physically. Emotionally, you know, socially. A lot of our classes that we hold at the YMCA in Mexico, for the older people, our chair classes, they have become kind of a community of their own. So not only is it helping them, you know, be able to walk more, do their daily activities better, kind of even overcome some major health issues. Afterwards, a lot of times, I see Jack's wife down every morning having coffee after they do their workout, and those a lot of those classes do the same. They have birthday parties in our cafe for their group. They've just met people and formed relationships that they wouldn't have done otherwise. And I just can't tell you what that will do for this community as well. So it's your job, everyone who's here, to spread that word, spread that joy to them, and let them know that it's for everyone. And I'm excited to get programs started and get the membership going. It's going to be an awesome experience. It's new for all of us, so we're going to power through. And Felicity, I can't say enough about. You all should all just continue to give her an applause because she lives and breathes this every minute of every day. And I know a lot of the other volunteers do as well, but I think she's kind of taken that on her shoulders most of all, and you don't get a break yet though, Felicity. So I wanted to introduce my board chairman of the Mexico YMCA, Pat Ryan. I don't know if you want to say anything. Sure. I didn't give him any preparation that he'd be speaking, so.
Well, I'm honored to be here today. I have been a board member of the YMCA for 5 years. I'm currently president this year, and then next year will be my final year. My family and I, we moved to Mexico about 9 years ago. And so I can tell you without a doubt, the best experience I've had as a board member is through the Mexico YMCA. So I'm excited for you guys to have this opportunity in your hometown. We view our YMCA as kind of like the lifeline of everything that goes through the town. And so you guys are going to have great opportunity here. And for the rest of this year and for next year, I'm honored, and I look forward to working with you guys and getting this off the ground. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't think that that there's probably fully an appreciation of the amount of support that we've received, that this project has received from the Mexico area, Mexico YMCA, really from the entirety of the county. We appreciate it very much, and we certainly look forward and need that to continue. Sherry's been mentioned a time or two, and all I wanted, and without embarrassing Sherry with more praise, what I want to do is just say, if you ever have to drive for 8 hours across to Oklahoma, Sherry can tell stories most of the way. So,
Not about me.
Let's see. I failed to introduce Tracy Graham, Associate Commissioner with Audrain County. We appreciate you being here today. Tracy and I try very hard to take our jobs as Associate Commissioners to mean that we work for the entirety of the county, not just one end. So thank you very much, Tracy, for being here. And the last speaker is Felicity, and Lori already said some good things about you. This project would not be where it is without the drive that Felicity has provided, and we appreciate it very much, Felicity. Congratulations on your groundbreaking.
Thank you. I cannot take all the credit because everyone here has been a part of this. Some people, a lot of people know me, and when I go and I ask, okay, I need you to help me with this. One thing about it is they have a hard time telling me no. So thank you everyone for whoever I have asked to join a committee, help with something, donate, be a part of this. So thank you. It's just not me. I think one of the things, Roger, I can remember sitting at my kitchen table when Roger called and asked me, I want you to be a part of this YMCA. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got nothing going on in my life. Sure. So I said yes. And we had a meeting with the other members, and Sherry was there, and she said, okay, I need somebody to be chairman of this. And I looked around the room and I thought, okay, I'll be chairman. I can do this. Well, that was probably 5 years ago. And not that I haven't ever thought, oh my gosh, if I have to, and I'm sure my kids say this, and I'm sure Shan says this too, is you're doing another YMCA meeting, you're going to what? You're doing what? So this is huge. Just for the community, it's huge for area farmers, area kids who want to come back. That's my main goal of why I said yes to this, is because we have 3 kids, and I would love it for all 3 of my kids to come back to the farm. But they need something. They need something to help bring this community back to life. And I think sometimes it takes a spark to ignite a fire. And I think that's what this has done with the business coming in, with some of the stuff downtown. So thank you. So a few things. I know Bill Howe has been on there and on this, and I want to thank him tremendously because I know he has gotten several phone calls from me. And like I told him, he never hung up on me, so that's all good. So thank you for this patience. And Tony Grove as well. I know we communicated a lot, lots of patience with that as well. Rural Morris, the Consolidated Board, the Vandalia Rec, the city, the chamber. I'm sure I have missed somebody, but, thank you, and I can't wait for 8 months for this to be going. We, like everybody has said, we continue to need the support. So it's never too late to give whatever you have. You just want to make sure when that building is open, we have a recognition wall and everybody's name is on it somewhere. So I'll introduce the YMCA board, and if you want to come forward or raise your hand. So we have Dr. Hunter. Lori is our program director. We have Debbie Hopke, Chris Bowie, Angela Mesmer are here, Dana Keller, Joyce Holt, and I'm missing somebody. Sorry, should have wrote it down. Tracy Wilburn. So all of those are YMCA board members that will need, you know, when Sherry was in, we kind of decided, yeah, I think we need a YMCA board. We needed somebody to come help Groundbreaking. And it got to be, we're not real sure what the YMCA board was supposed to be doing, but now we know. Now we know it's time to run a facility, and they're going to need your help and support as a community. And then the Vandalia Rec is Alan Winders. He's tried to get off, and I've told him he has to come back. And Debbie Hopke, she tried to get off, and I told her she had to come back. Kim Trainer, if you see any article in the paper or you see any flyer, Kim Trainer has put it on, and she does an excellent job of those. So read them, like our Facebook page. All of that comes through her, and she's done an excellent job. We have Rusty Strother and Frank Wallace. Frank Wallace is that, how long is this going to take, really, Felicity? I don't want to be on here forever, but you're in, Frank. You're not going anywhere. I do believe that is all of our rec members. So, and there are all sorts of other people that have helped. If you were on a committee or been asked, oh, Terry Jungers, we cannot forget Terry Jungers. Oh my gosh, it was after we had done exercising up at Angela's for several times, and Terry had been coming up there, and she had just retired, and I was like, Terry, we are needing a project manager. What do you think about saying yes? She did say yes, and she's still here. I'm sure there are days that I also call, and Terry goes, you know, she breathes, and she probably goes on with it. So anyway, thank you, Terry. And another one, yes, definitely, because she kind of keeps us all in line with paperwork and all of that. And Cammie Blackman. Cammie has, I asked her as well. She's kind of stepped back a little bit, but she is still very much involved with the project, and we want to thank Cammie for what she's done. So I'm sure I've missed somebody, but again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart that this has finally come to, yes, we will have a building. And I know when it is complete in 8 or 9 months, whatever Tony can get done, that, you know, we'll have enough, there'll be enough funding for operation, there'll be enough funding for flooring of everything that we want. So everybody's just got to have that positive attitude and come with. So thank you.
Thank you very much. The good news about Felicity thanking everyone is if someone was missed, it's clear whose fault that is, right? Thank you, Felicity. One of the things that hasn't happened, we haven't introduced the new city administrator in Vandalia, Darren Berry. Since Darren's been city administrator, a new library is opened, the ground's been broken on the YMCA, and a new business is announced in the industrial park. Congratulations, Darren. Darren, would you like to introduce your council members?
What do we have here? I'm not sure. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Al. You see them?
Okay, if you're on the city council, please raise your hand. Debbie Hopke, Teresa Wenzel, John Weiser, anyone else that's currently on the city council? Thank you for being here. The city's been an important part of this project as well. This is ground that the city owns. The city removed the library that was here. The city has agreed to do ground maintenance, mowing, and those sorts of things. As I also believe some flat work and some other things as the project moves along. So we appreciate very much the partnership with the city. We've heard a little bit about, Tony, did you want to say anything, or Bill? Are we all good? Anyone here that feels the need to say something hasn't had the opportunity? No? Did you want to say something else, Steve? No? Okay. We've heard a little bit about when this project started, and I don't know when it started. It grew up from seeds at several different points, But Roger brought it up, and one late evening, and when I was city administrator here, Raymond Barnes and I, Mayor Barnes and I were going over a report about the library, an engineering report that basically said the building is done. Okay, so we're thinking, what are we going to do? You know, what vehicles can we use? How can we know the community needs a library? And I don't remember whether it was Raymond or myself recalled a person that had addressed the city council some years before, probably in the early 2000s. And that person had had a stroke, and they came to the city council and said, if you ever get the opportunity to be a part of constructing a facility where someone like me, and he was in rehab, where someone like me could work on the skills and their rehabilitation indoors in Vandalia, Missouri, please do it. That person was Fred Cole, who's no longer with us. But the important part of it is that that seed was planted, and it grew, and it grew. It's not the one seed that grew into this, but it was one of the seeds. We remembered that, and we thought, you know, maybe we should try to marry a YMCA and a library together. And that idea obviously didn't work. The library's across the street, but you know what we've got? We've got a new library, and we're about to have a new YMCA, so maybe that idea did work. Maybe it worked just the way it was supposed to. This building is a seed, another seed that we have in our little community in Vandalia in our county of Audrain. It will be one of the things that helps us grow into what we want to be, and this facility is only here because this community saw a vision and was willing to act on it. It is incumbent upon all of us to continue to act on that and support this facility.
Very similar. We will take that one. Thank you all very much for.
It really is nice weather today for the up and down we've had. It's just kind of all a reason when it works out, isn't it?